everyone for coming out. We had over 300 people registered to come here today. There are shops as far west as Westfield. There's a shop in Northampton that closed down so they could bring their whole crew here today. And that's the case for several shops. I want to just say thank you for everybody's commitment and making this the event that it really needed to be so that we can really help to educate our legislators regarding House Bill 1111 and Senate Bill 709. What we're going to do a little bit of a reenactment here today. So these young fine gentlemen are from the AASP Valley Vocational School, and we're going to do a little Tea Party reenactment. The Tea Party that started a revolution started not too far from here, okay? So what I'd like you guys to do is be careful of everybody. We don't want any injuries. Just give that a toss out into the front right there so that the cameras can see it. And note, it's $40 an hour on these pieces. That's what we've been forced to work at. Give it a toss. Tea bags into the harbor. It was a lot less dangerous. Anyways, again, thank you guys. I appreciate you being participants. If you could step over with that sign, I'd really appreciate it. Into the field of view. Does everybody know what month this is? Right, this is Small Business Month. So, what I'd like to hear is, are you a small business? Yeah! Do you employ thousands of people in this industry in Massachusetts? Yes! Are you honest, hard-working taxpayers in Massachusetts? Yes! Is this bill all about consumer safety? Yes! What do we want about House Bill 1111 and Senate 709? That's right. And when do we need that bill to pass? Now! A series of several speakers, and our first speaker is going to be the president of AASP Massachusetts, Kevin Gallerani. If you could step up, Kev. All right, you guys hear me out there? Unbelievable showing. I'm going to tell you, we're planning this for a long time, and this rate's been artificially suppressed for so long. Just great to have the support that we have out here today. Feel like we got a little too close. Who likes working for $40 an hour? Glad we're out here to get all the support. I want these people up in this house to be listening to us. It's like us versus the insurance companies right now. It feels like a little David versus Goliath thing we got going on here. Right? I want to thank everybody that came out today. A lot of people took time off from work, shut down their businesses, came down here. Friends of the industry that came down here. But it's sad that we had to come out here and do this. 34 years without a raise. It's unbelievable. Who else is doing this? I don't know any other industry that's like this. We're losing technicians on the states. We're losing technicians on the trades. Who's going to fix these cars for us? Who's going to fix them safely? That's why we're here today. Thank you. All right. Let's pass AASP 1111. Let's get this thing done. I want everybody to look across the insurance people over there and wave and say hello. We're not going anywhere. We'll get this thing done. Raise the rates! 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 Okay, thank you. Thanks, Kevin. Really appreciate that. Thanks for the welcome. All right, second guest speaker today was going to be Representative Jim Hawkins. Representative Hawkins is the lead sponsor of House Bill 1111. He has been a strong supporter throughout the whole legislative process with the push of House Bill 1111. Anyone that listened to the testimony in front of the Joint Financial Services Committee heard him, knows that he's impassioned about this bill, knows that he knows our industry. Unfortunately, he came through with the COVID protocol and was unable to join us today. So, in stepping into his shoes today, we're going to have our legislative chairman, Tom Rickey, come up and say a few words, let you know a little bit about what's been going on.
Thank you. All right, so we're going to do 3 chants. Labor Rate Now. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Labor Rate Now! Labor Rate Now! Labor Rate Now! Labor Rate Now! I thought you guys can't count. Right? Hey, seriously? Lucky said it. 34 years. We've changed almost nothing. This is our day to make a lot of noise. Just not a little. Don't be shy. Let's go. Let's rock this place. We've done this for so long. Since 1988, labor rate has changed. Lousy numbers. We had a study in 2008 that did nothing except prove that we need it. Now we need to get it passed now. They just did the other labor rate study. Same stuff we had in 2008. And we can't wait any longer. That's why we're here today. That's why we need the noise. That's why you're here. Way to go. Good stuff.
Great, thank you everybody. That's awesome. All right, I just want to point out something. I mentioned that the people who tossed the young folks that tossed the piece of fender and door out into the crowd, they're the future. That's the main reason we're here, is to save the future of this industry. Okay? Because no young folk are getting into this industry as much as they used to in the past. There's a vocational instructor down in the Cape who I think put it perfectly. Students get into collision repair because they love it. They love it. They think it's cool. The problem is loving and cool don't pay the bills. We need to be able to pay the bills. We need something here for their future. We need to grow this industry. We need to bring technicians back into this industry. Okay, we can't afford to be losing them over the border to other states that can afford to pay more. We can't afford to lose them to other industries. At this point, what I'd like to do is bring up Guy Galotis. Guy has served in both the House and the Senate. He's been a long time advocate for our industry. And he served on back in the day when it was called the Insurance Committee. So he's going to give us a little history and a little background as well. There you go. Thank you, Guy.
Thank you. First, I want to thank all of the shops, all of the employees, the executive board, AASP, and of course, Lucky Papa George for helping organize such a great event today. And all our friends out there that are giving us support. Let's hear it for them as well. Let me say this. I wish you would tradesmen that are in the collision service industry. That's why we should be here today, commending the work you do. But instead, we're here to highlight the greed, the corporate greed, the injustice, and the dishonesty of the insurance industry for stagnating wages in this industry. That's why we're here. Folks, let me tell you something. The facts don't lie. And as Kevin and Lucky and Tom mentioned, you haven't had a pay raise in 30 years. But let's talk about the facts. 137% over that same time. Insurance premiums, that's their pay raise. The insurance premiums have gone up 254%. 254%. So the insurance industry every year makes an argument why they should get a pay raise, but the hardworking men and women of this Commonwealth that do the real job, they say no to. And they say no year after year. That is corporate greed. The minimum wage, $3.35 in the 1980s. This January will be $15. Folks, that's a 280% increase. And let's not forget about inflation. Up 127,000. I'm sorry, 127 percentage inflation. The insurance industry has filled their pockets. They have record profitability. Let me repeat that. If you look at their sheets, record profitability even throughout the COVID era. But at the same time, they won't even offer a solution on how to make sure you get paid more money fairly and justly. And let me tell you one other thing. This building behind us, Massachusetts, prides itself on high wages. Every other year they're down here saying, we got to increase the minimum wage. Our teachers enjoy some of the highest salaries. Our blue-collar workers, from plumbers to pipe fitters, have some of the highest national salaries. Our police, our correction officers, our nurses, our healthcare, our legislators, our auto mechanics have some of the highest wages in the country. There's only one industry that's at the bottom of the barrel, and that's the auto body collision insurance industry, because the insurance greed will not give them what they deserve. And we are here today to educate the legislators behind us that your hourly wage is behind Mississippi. Think about that. Your hourly wage, with the inflation, with the cost of doing business in Massachusetts, is the lowest in the nation, behind Mississippi. It's wrong and it's unjust. And as Lucky told you, I had the opportunity to serve in the state senate in 2003. And I served as the chairman of the insurance committee. And I remember at the time, the auto body industry came in to see me. And they said, you know, our wages are starting to fall behind. New England states and other states can help us. And I don't think anybody in their right mind thought that this would continue. And I went to leadership, and they said, you know what, you're right. We need to address this issue, and we will address this issue. Folks, that was over 20 years ago. Nothing has been done. If we take any message today, we're here to educate the legislature about the greed and the injustice and the dishonesty of what's going on with the insurance industry, where they are purposely stagnating and suppressing wages, which hurt businesses and it hurts families. And we have to educate the legislators to intervene. This is great, but please go home tonight and call your rep and call your senator and explain that you're the only industry that's last in the country in wages. And why is that? And if they don't know, the answer is because the insurance industry has artificially stagnated our wages, and it's up to you to intervene to do the right thing. Ladies and gentlemen, God bless.
One thing that Guy brought up is really critical. The insurance industry has been doing nothing but making profits, and even through the COVID period that we've all gone through. And during that time, it's been record profits, and they're still asking for more. They're asking for rate increases. During the labor rate hearings that we had, I purposely asked, are there any considerations being made for an increase in the labor rate as part of your request for a rate increase on premiums? No, that's not how we figure out rates. We figure it out on past history, past experience. If all we look is backward, how are we ever going to go forward? All right, so what do we want? We need what? And when do we need it? So we talked about educating legislators. Hopefully, anybody who's used these cards, you don't have them sitting on your desk. We've had 10,000 of these printed up, and they've gone out to legislators all across the state, asking them to support our efforts to pass House Bill 1111. If you have any that you haven't used, let me know, because I've got shops that are still looking for them. We need to get them on local stuff. I just want to bring, did everybody here get a chance to watch the Labor Rates Commission hearing? Okay, some of the important things that came out on the part of the insurance industry, which made very little comment or testimony, one of the things they mentioned is that they need shorter cycle times. We're just not working fast enough for them. Well, part of it is how many of you have lost technicians over the last year and a half, 2 years, and further back? Right. And how many of your technicians are young technicians? Right? Everybody's getting older, yet they want our technicians to work faster, harder, at the same rate. They want us to have fewer shops. They feel that that's the answer. How many of you folks out here have a backlog in your shops right now? Right. So fewer shops is really going to help lower the cycle time, isn't it? Their arguments are so flawed, it's not even funny. One of the ones that I love best was that if shops were working, one of the insurance representatives asked the question, why are you looking for an increase in rate when there are shops out there that are willing to do the work for $10 less than the average in the state? Well, unfortunately, I had to show a little bit more decorum when I was in the hearing. But what I called them out on was, what kind of repairs are those? You know, they're not on the equipment that we're using. They're not, you know, that might be a bumper job. Maybe somebody's doing it for a few dollars less. And even then, you really shouldn't be doing it that way. We all know what's going on with technology. Radar, LiDAR, everything to do with ADAS. All those things are costing us more and more money every day to upgrade our equipment, train our technicians, so that the consumers in this state are safe after an accident going down the road, and not just in their vehicles, but the vehicles that they're sharing the roads with. Because if that ADAS hasn't been properly calibrated, everybody who's done any reading knows 1 millimeter off on a rangefinder, 100 feet down the road, you're off by 10 feet. You could be your car could tell you to get in the middle of the next lane. Those are the things that we know, yet we're being told by people who are doing nothing but pushing a pen on a piece of paper how to fix a vehicle and what we need to do. We're the experts in this situation, and we need to be paid as the experts. So again, one of the things that we are here to do is make sure that we are able to thrive in the collision repair industry. Right now, we are just barely surviving. Nobody goes into business to survive. You go into business to thrive. Just ask the insurance industry. They're not just surviving, they're definitely thriving, and all on our backs. I want to point out that today, and everything that we've been doing as the association, the alliance, has been a team effort. It's a true alliance. There's too many people that I need to thank to start listing, and then you also always run into the problem of you're going to miss somebody. So I'm just going to give everybody who's been here, from schools to vendors to our body shops to our board of directors, our executive board, for the time and effort and money that they put in to help promote our issues as a collision repair industry. A really big thank you. And what I want everybody to do right now is give yourselves all a big round of applause. So I'm not going to hold up the microphone much longer. What I would like to do is there is one person that I want to especially acknowledge, and he's going to be our next speaker. Jack Lamborghini is the co-owner of Total Care Auto Repair in Rainham, Mass. with his business partner Brian Bernard. Just about 4 years ago, Jack asked to speak to our board of directors with the intent of planting a seed and requesting that the board of directors start activity regarding the labor rate issue here in Massachusetts. By the end of that meeting, Jack didn't know what hit him. He had just become the chairman of AASP's Labor Rate Committee. He has and is the catalyst. He has been this has been a true team effort and a true alliance. I just want to say thank you to everybody again for being here and give them a